Hello and welcome to the Stars, Goddesses and What's for Tea podcast. My name is Samantha Selby and I am known as the astrological energy healer and channel for star goddess activations. I help the plate juggling women, the ones who really make the world go round, to lead a more spiritually aligned life, to recognise themselves as the goddesses that they truly are. I will be bringing the sometimes complicated concepts of astrology and energy healing down to earth and making them relevant to you and your life. If you haven't already, click on the link in the show notes to download my simple 2-step energy cleansing and alignment ritual so you can have your best day every day. Using the power of the planets, astrology and energy healing, you can take the inside track in your life and follow your soul pathway to the next level of soul ascension alongside human level health, wealth and happiness. So let's dive into all of this juiciness in today's episode. Hello and welcome to this latest episode of Stars, Goddesses and What's for Tea. So this episode we are going to be diving into the power, the purpose and the divine inspiration that is goddess energy. Goddess energy that's held, contained and celebrated in your energy signature, your natal chart. Now, traditional astrology, so this is the astrology that has been practiced for thousands of years, depicts feminine energy in two forms. Venus, the goddess of love and attraction, the goddess of subjective and meaning, the goddess of self-worth, the goddess of money, and the moon. The moon, the feminine principle, the energy that represents traditionally the mother. And so traditional astrology teaches us, or taught us for a very long time, that there were two versions of feminine energy. You could be a lover, a temptress, an attraction, a magnet, or you could be a nurturer, a caregiver. You could be emotional. You could be supportive energy. But that old paradigm way of thinking and believing just isn't true anymore. And we can see this in our lives all around us. Feminine energy is not two-dimensional. Feminine energy is multifaceted. It is gorgeous in its complexity. And when we look at this from an astrological perspective, we can see this playing out in what we call asteroid goddesses in your natal chart. Now, there is an asteroid belt in our solar system, and this asteroid belt sits between Saturn and Uranus. It kind of overlaps a little bit, but mostly it is in that energy space between our reality, Saturn, and Uranus, which is an outer planet, and the connection with the metaverse, connection with everything that is outside of us, the divine level. And this asteroid belt contains asteroids, of course. It contains Chiron, the wounded healer, but it also contains the asteroid goddesses. And these are the 4 asteroids that shine brightest in the sky. Now, these asteroids have been there for eons. They're not new, but they're new to us. This energy, this frequency, the vibration, the light from these heavenly beings, this energy from the cosmos, we've only really known about it for a relatively short space of time. And this is because it's only in recent times that energetically we have been able to assimilate, to experience the frequency, vibration, and light from these asteroids, from these energetic presences. So these goddess energies, these goddess archetypes have been there for a very, 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 very long time. But it's only now that we are able to energetically align to their frequency. It is only now that we are able to intentionally connect with all that they offer. And this is because we have evolved as spiritual beings so that we are able to receive the light codes, the frequencies, the energy that is gifted to us from these asteroid goddesses. Now, the asteroid goddesses were actually discovered, and an ephemeris, which is basically the tracking of them, the tracking of the movement of them, was only created in the 70s and then into the 80s. And this is such a tiny amount of time compared to how long we have known about all of the other planets in our solar system, the ones that we can see. So the 4 main asteroids were allocated to 4 goddesses. And those goddesses are Ceres, the Earth Mother, Pallas Athena, the warrior queen, Vesta, the keeper of the sacred flame, and Juno, the divine consort. And each of these goddesses relate to goddesses in Roman or Greek mythology. And each one brings their own essence, power, teachings, lessons, resources, skills, gifts, talents, but also they bring the ability to heal different facets of your feminine energy so that you can truly utilize, embrace, and bring forth these different archetypal representations of who you are. Now, we talk about in astrology the asteroid goddesses that I've just named. But energetically, archetypally, I think that's a word, we have 2 other goddesses that I believe are integral to our deeper understanding of ourselves as feminine beings, as beings that have a connection with feminine energy. And these 2 goddesses are Lilith, and she is depicted in astrology as Black Moon Lilith, the alternative to the white or the silver moon. And she's not depicted in astrology, but I work with her extensively, and it is Hecate, the wise woman. And these archetypal energies, imagine them as literal goddesses that sit round your inner boardroom. Now, we've talked about the inner boardroom in previous episodes. We've talked about the sun and the moon being your masculine and feminine energy, and then being the CEO and the kind of right hand energy. I don't want to say right hand woman because it makes it sound as if there is a man in charge, but it's this masculine energy, the sun, our spirit energy, our conscious mind, and then the moon, our unconscious mind, everything that is governed by our instinct. Then we have Mercury, our communication energy, Venus, our heart energy. Then we have Mars, our action, Jupiter, our belief systems, and Saturn, the structure, the energy that gives us our mastery. So if we imagine all of these archetypes sitting round our boardroom table, our inner boardroom, can feel a little bit masculine heavy. So imagine that you're in a boardroom, the door is being flung open, and in step the goddesses. The goddess is Cirrus, the Earth Mother, who brings the energy of self-care, kindness, compassion. She brings the ability to be able to nurture yourself. And she heals the parts of you that have been wounded by feelings of disempowerment. She heals the wounds of the mother-daughter relationship that we all have. And in doing so, she enables you to mother others, to nurture others without depleting yourself. She encourages you to step out of the over-giving energy, that needing to be needed, that creates dependency, that acts as a drain on your energy system because you're giving to everybody else and never receiving. So imagine the power of this goddess sitting round your boardroom table. Changes the dynamics immediately. And then we have Pallas Athena, the warrior queen, the strategist. But she's also a healer. And she heals the relationship between the father-daughter energy. Now, the mother-daughter energy is when you did or did not receive unconditional love. The father-daughter energy is when you did not receive guidance. And what happens if we don't have a connection with this energy, aligned connection, we're unable to trust ourselves. We're unable to receive love. It creates inequality in relationships. It affects everything. So the healing of your father-daughter energy and your mother-daughter energy, or your mother-child energy, is so powerful. And it is an integral part of us becoming who we're meant to be truly stepping into our power. So Pallas Athena, this incredible energy, she steps into your boardroom and she holds her own in situations where you are surrounded by perhaps forceful or toxic masculine energy, because she's like, do you know what? I'm not taking that. She teaches you about boundaries. She also teaches you to trust your intellect. She is a healer, but she's also empowered, and she will fight for what's right. She teaches you to trust your justice, your inner justice, your morals. Just imagine her taking her seat at your inner boardroom and how it changes the dynamics. Girl power is on the rise. And then imagine Vesta. Now, Vesta is the goddess of the sacred flame, and she is the seat of your creative energy. She is the connection between your human self and the divine. So she opens up channeling, she opens up sacred connection. But she also manifests out of thin air. She births things. She gives you focus and commitment. She sees things through. This is the energy that you need if you procrastinate or if you put things off. She is also your trust in your space and presence in the universe. She also heals wounded sexuality. She creates intimacy. She is a powerhouse. Just imagine the energy of her sitting around your inner boardroom. And then we have the incredible, passionate, instinctual, committed energy of Juno, the divine consort. Now, Juno's role was to be the goddess of the suppressed, abused women and children. She heals jealousy. She heals guilt and shame. She empowers you to discover who you truly are. Her presence enables you to hold on to what you attract. She is your deserving energy. Aligned Juno means you keep your heart's desire. Venus, the traditional attraction energy, acts as the magnet. But Juno, she is the energy that enables you to keep it without it slipping through your fingers. Imagine how prosperous and abundant you would feel if you had Juno sitting round your boardroom table. And then we have the wild woman Lilith bursting in to your inner boardroom, unapologetic, raw, powerful. Lilith is the goddess of the beasts. She is instinctual, she is powerful, she is raw, she takes no prisoners. And yet she's also reflective. She sees the value of herself and others. She is intuitive, animalistic. She is driven, she is passionate. Lilith is the wild woman within you that creates limitlessly. Imagine Lilith in her raw, wild woman power, unleashed. Imagine her and the difference that she would make in your inner boardroom. And then Hecate. Hecate, the wise woman. And what's interesting about Hecate is she is not present. She hasn't been named as an asteroid goddess or a heavenly body. And I find this so fascinating because the wise woman is often invisible or feels invisible within society. And remember, traditional astrology was male-led. It was a patriarchal study. Men studied astrology, not women. And we can see this leaning towards more masculine energy archetypes. So it's not lost on me, the irony that Hecate, the wise woman, is invisible. And yet she is present and there within all of us. She is the connection to your ancestral energies. She is your wisdom, your certainty, your groundedness, your presence, your centeredness. She heals the wounds of invisibility, the wounds and the fear of getting older and having no value, or your value decreasing. She teaches you to trust your wisdom and your intuition and your inner knowing. She teaches you to stand with your head held high and to be present. She enables you to be present, to be seen. She connects you with your inner knowing, that centered connectedness. So imagine having her sitting around your inner boardroom. And now think of that inner boardroom and how the dynamics have changed. They've altered. It is an entirely different space. Now, goddess energy, when it is truly embodied within you, where you really have a sense of the power and the complexity of your feminine energy. It is not two-dimensional. It is awe-inspiring. Imagine how that would be. Imagine these goddesses standing around you, beside you, cheering you on, offering you advice, empowering you, loving you unconditionally. And this is why goddess energy and the study of the asteroid goddesses, Black Moon Lilith and invisible Hecate, this is why it opens up a whole new dynamic of the understanding of us. And as these asteroid goddesses, Black Moon Lilith, as they transit over your natal chart, over your energy blueprint, imagine them beaming down these energetic codes, these light codes, and they beam down these resources, this energy, this frequency to all the different areas of your life as they transit around your natal chart. They offer that frequency of unconditional love. They offer the frequency of receiving, of deserving, of keeping. They give this to all of the different parts of your energy, your life, your natal chart, as they transit across in the heavens. And you can receive this when this goddess energy is intentionally activated in your energy system. So imagine the energy being beamed down from above and you receiving it, and your feminine energy growing, expanding, being unleashed. Imagine how you will show up differently in your relationships, boundaries in place, no more being triggered by your inner child feeling unloved, no more slamming of doors. You don't need to slam a door because you're standing in your divine power. Imagine actively manifesting more clients in your business, money in your bank account, receiving gifts, gifts, you will go into the shop and the thing that you were going to buy, it's in the sale. So you've saved money, but you've received more. And you keep it. No more of that, getting that bonus at work, and then something goes wrong on your car and it disappears straight out. It's goddess energy evokes an entirely different approach and a way of living. You feel more connected to who you are because all parts of you are finally present. And this is why I love working with goddess energy. It is so powerful. It changes the picture of your energy signature. When you layer on the goddesses, there are spaces that have more intensity, and there are spaces where it felt as if there was a void. And now you have a goddess standing there in all of her glory. So goddess archetypal energy is the way forward in modern astrology. It is very new. So there is not a lot of study. There hasn't been gazillions of books written about goddess energy. And yet it offers so much. Now, if you have been excited or have felt intrigued by goddess energy, then come down to the show notes and click on the link to my free masterclass, my free goddess experience. Because inside there, I share with you even more juiciness about the goddesses. So come on over and join the experience. Bring goddess energy intentionally into your life and watch the magic happen. I know that my life has changed unrecognizably since I have aligned to my goddess energy, recognizing when my goddesses were playing up. For example, I have Pallas Athena in my 7th house. Pallas Athena is the I don't need anybody goddess in her shadow form. I can do it all myself. She's the most masculine of the goddesses. And she sits in my 7th house. So for a very long time, I was Pallas Athena in my relationships. I didn't need anybody else. I would fight them, sometimes literally, chop their heads off. I would be armored up. I expected to be stabbed in the back because Pallas Athena was running my 7th house. It's not a great place to be if you want a respectful, aligned relationship, because I just created and manifested and showed up as Pallas Athena in my relationships. She, in her shadow form, you wouldn't really want to be in a relationship with her because ultimately she's fearful. But in her aligned form, she can be the healer, the strategist. She's also loyal, very, very loyal. She uses her intellect. She's a creator. And so now I can connect with her energy within my relationships. It changes the dynamics completely. I no longer stalk about as Pallas Athena with all her armor in place, getting ready to fight everybody. I can connect to Pallas Athena, the weaver, the healer, the homemaker, the empowerer of other women, but the connector with masculine energy that can connect with masculine energy as an equal. And that is one of the biggest gifts that she's given me. So I have one more thing to share with you, as always, and that's what's for tea. So what's for tea tonight is actually an Indian takeaway. Yay! And this has been bought for me by my son. I've been working hard today, and he came and he said, "Oh, what's for tea tonight?" And that usually means he's hungry and he was expecting me to cook. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Haven't really thought about it. I've been concentrating." Makes a change for me not to think about my tea. And he went, "Oh, well, I was thinking about a takeaway." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he went, "Oh, actually, I'll get you a takeaway. Do you want a takeaway tonight?" "Don't cook, Mum. You've been really busy." And it felt actually very lovely to receive my son buying me a takeaway. And my goddess energy went, "Thank you very much." And when I eat it in a little while, it's going to taste delicious because my open-hearted receiving energy said yes. So until next time, from my heart to yours, love and starlight. Thank you for listening to today's episode. It's always good to hear what you think, so please let me know by leaving a comment. And if you loved what you heard, then it would be amazing if you shared it with your friends. If you would like to explore astrology and energy healing on a deeper level, come and join a community of open-hearted souls inside my Facebook group, Astrological Energy Healing for Life and Business. So until next time, love and starlight. Bye for now.